26. It is 4:14 a.m. in the morning, and certainly you understand why I am up at this time in the morning on I guess it's a Monday. It's a Monday morning. I am here to share an experience after a while, and I would say this is different than my usual experience, my usual beyond body or astral projection experience. And on this channel, there will be times when I share these unique experiences, sometimes dream experiences. And this was a dream experience where I believe I ended up meeting a spirit being. And guys, I have no idea where I know this spirit being from, but I thought I should share this brief experience with you. And you can come to your own conclusions and perhaps tell me what you think in the comments. So before I get into the actual experience I have, I should say that this weekend has been an interesting one. It's been a bit of a tough weekend for me without getting into details. So I didn't think I would experience anything this weekend, but as what happens so many times with me, with these experiences, they come at unexpected times. And this was, I believe, as I get into this experience, this was a dream. Now, I had storm sounds on in the background, as I would usually have for those of you who care about that sort of thing. And again, I wasn't leaving, or at least I didn't think I was leaving. Now, regardless of whether I go on beyond body experiences or astral projection experiences, dreams always happen with me nowadays. And since these beyond body experiences began, my dreams have just exploded. I mean, I dream every single night. I don't always recall every moment of every dream, but I dream every single night, every single time I close my eyes, every single time I nap, I have a dream. So this is normal. And I was within a dream at this point. I was in this dream in a living room that was not necessarily familiar to me. I was somehow connected in some way with a young woman who I believe I was either in conversation with or was laying down with me in this bed. Now, I believe this bed was like a pull-out bed. And she left. I'm not exactly sure why she left. This is something I'm not certain about, but I'm fairly sure that this was a part of the dream element, was that I was with this woman and we were hanging out somehow and talking. Now, at one point, I heard a knock at the door. This woman, again, she had left the living room area and she was gone. So I didn't see her, but I did hear this knock at the door. So I got up and I walked to the door to see who it was, obviously. I always, of course, look through a peephole to see, just to make sure that I know this person. When I looked through the peephole, it was completely dark, black. Couldn't see anything. So I thought maybe someone was covering the peephole. I was, I think, within the dream quite concerned because I was thinking, I don't know who this person is. Maybe they're trying to gain entry into my apartment. But I just wasn't sure. So I walked away from the door. I just simply didn't answer it. And when I got back in bed, and I'm not sure why I didn't call the police at this moment, again, Dreams are kind of strange in this way. We don't always do what is normal. I think I laid in bed thinking, how am I going to deal with this situation? But as I lay there, I believe things changed. And I believe that when we dream, lucid dreaming, other types of dreaming, sometimes these things do happen. Because, again, as I've said in previous videos, and I'm really continuing to believe that this is true, our dreams are a bridge to other things. They could be a bridge to astral projection or beyond body, but they are a bridge to other things. So I think that's when this bridge came about at this point. After I heard this this toilet flush, and this was very strange. It was a very distinct sound of a toilet flushing. It's a very distinct sound. I heard that, and not too long after that, I saw a man walk out of the hall, and this man was shirtless, a white man, I think. Well, it's interesting. As I go into this more, you'll understand why I wasn't exactly sure. I believe he was, but he was shirtless. He was an older man. He was in his maybe late 60s, brown hair. I think he may have had a mustache. I'm not 100% sure. Older looking man, distinguished looking man, perhaps a bit overweight, and he walked past my bed. The thing that was unusual about this man, though, the unusual part of this man was that it appeared that he stepped out of a black and white film. In fact, the makeup of his body, the way that he appeared to be, was that if any of you have watched the old black and white films, the really old ones, with the grainy feeling or the grainy look to it, the substance of it being kind of grainy, and this man was like that, and he was quite transparent. I could pretty much see through him. And as he walked by, he said hello. He said my name, and he said hello to me as if he'd known me, and it was quite a casual thing to be walking by. Now, at this point, my awareness, I became more aware, and I wasn't afraid of this person at all. I thought it was unique, kind of interesting that he was basically transparent and looked like he stepped out of a black and white film. But hey, I was like, okay. So I believe I said hello to him as well. And then he was looking out of a patio. There was light coming in, and it just seemed like he was taking in the light, I think. And at one point, he turned and he was walking toward a chair that was kind of facing the bed. And again, I was continuing to just observe this person, and I told him as he walked toward this chair, it was sort of a sofa chair, an easy chair. I said, I think I said something about him looking a bit transparent or something like that. I made reference to the point that he did look different, and that I understood that he was somehow different. So he sat down, and when he sat down, he was suddenly invisible. Just like that. He went from being visible to being invisible in an instant. So I got up out of bed and I walked up to the chair, and even though he was invisible, I reached out my hand as if I knew where he was exactly. And I felt his hand take mine, and he got up. But I must tell you, this is another twist in this whole thing. He was a she when this being reappeared. So this being reappeared as a woman with long brown hair. And I remember her nails. I don't remember the color of the nails, but her nails were very distinctive, very well manicured. I remember that part. And I held her hand and we walked. And as we walked, she was telling me, now I don't remember I'm not quite sure if I remember if I asked her this for some reason, I think I was asking her if the young lady that I had spoken to earlier was treating her okay. It was either that or she volunteered the fact that the young woman was treating her really well, quite well, actually. And I said, well, that's very, very nice. That's very, very nice to hear. And at this point, I wished the spirit being well, and this being vanished. I just have to tell you, again, as most of you know that have followed this channel and have been around, you know that my experiences are quite unusual, very strange, whether they be in the beyond body, the astral plane, or within the dreamscape, I guess. And this was an interesting one, but my theory, and it's simply a theory, is that there was a transition with this particular dream, and the spirit being, whoever it was, connected with me for just a few moments, as spirit beings do. And I just want to say, as I end this, that whoever the spirit being is, and I'm certain that there's some part of me that knows this being, I truly do wish this being well on their journey. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on another journey with me, and until next time, take care.